Hi everyone, I'm back. So I'm back for a quick reading. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I know every time I say it's going to be quick, it turns long. But this really does have to be quick because I have a lot going on today and I'm on a time crunch. And obviously every time we make plans, the universe kind of laughs at us. And that's sort of what's happened to me today. I made plans, the universe laughed and said it's not going to be a day that goes smoothly for you. So I'm running late, but I'm going to do a quick reading. My guides, my creator, my highest self all know it needs to happen fairly quickly. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time running my mouth like I usually do. I'm just going to say the healing intentions are set for you folks. So if you so choose and you want them, go ahead and stand in your power, decree that for your highest and your greatest good, only and always. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow that energy to integrate the body, and it's that simple. Now, I'm always saying don't follow any emails or links in the comment section of my channels because those would be scammers, those people soliciting you for things. But since the reading on Morgellons, people are putting links. They're trying to. YouTube is censoring comments and taking things down. But they're trying to put links and whatnot into the comment sections on those channels to help give information and spread information. And if you want to try doing that, any insight, anything that you have, any knowledge that you have, please do share. They don't want us sharing, and that's why they keep taking it down. But yeah, just try to share anything that you can, any way that you can, as far as that goes. Okay, you guys? So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. All right, so let's get started. Quick reading. 2 quickies, right? Let me see the overall reaction for ordinary people that haven't been awakened to some of the wickedness in the world. How will they react when they discover some of their favorite sports people have likely been involved in nefarious doings and nefarious deeds? Please and thank you. True story there. Give us 1 card. Show us an overall reaction of people, universally, when they start to discover that some of their people that they've idolized, which this is why we don't idolize people, right? People are not meant to be worshipped. People that they've idolized in their eyes and their heads and their thoughts and their hearts think one thing about them, but really don't know these people. What will their reaction be like when they find out some pretty dark truths about some of these people that they have really admired over the years? Please and thank you with 1 card. Let's see an overall energy there. Oh. Well, with that love vibration, some people are going to be in very choppy water emotionally. They're going to have a lot of thoughts going on. But by the time the people that you're talking about start to figure this out, you guys, those people, they're going to realize that we're being moved out of some very troubled water. So that's going to take precedence over, that's going to take more precedence over finding out that their favorite sports, quarterback or their favorite basketball player or whatever is nefarious. It's going to make them very sad, obviously. They're going to be downtrodden. They're going to feel a little delusional, right? They're going to feel like they've been tricked and they've been fooled, a little betrayed. But they're also, it's going to be emotionally rocky for them, but they're also at that time going to be realizing that something much bigger has been going on and that humanity has been being moved out of this troubled water. So their focus will mostly go there. Does that make sense? So they're not going to like what they hear. It's going to be upsetting, but they're also going to be realizing that there's a lot bigger things going on and that we're being moved out of this space where these people have been doing these things. So the focus will be on that. Now, the other question that somebody had asked, and my nephew has been one of these people that have been going around, part of his job, he was doing it last year, it's been going on for a while, setting the new power poles, the new telephone poles with the transformers on them. So someone wanted me to look into a true story about why they're doing the new poles, why they're setting all the new poles. Now, last year when I was talking to my nephew about it, he said, you know, they're rotting. Some of them have been there for a long time. And when they take them out of the ground, I mean, they're quite rotting. And in our area where we get, you know, some pretty severe weather, often there's some problems. Like, there's been problems. Some of them have been breaking and falling over. So what we're being told, world stage, the narrative is that, you know, they're rotting, they're old, and they need to be upgraded so that they're not going to cause problems. But, so that's the narrative. Now, let's see what the universe wants to say with the 7-card spread as to why these power poles are actually going in. Why they're putting in new power, new telephone poles with transformers on them. Let's get a story from the universe, what the universe wants to say about it. First and foremost, please and thank you. True story. Please and thank you. Oh, this is very interesting, you guys. I guess I'm looking, and you cut off a little bit. Okay, so let me bring you down so you can see what I am seeing. Our pathway is interesting. So we're talking about power. That's technology. That's electricity, right? That's energy. And the energy that drives the pathway to changing out the power poles, there is an energy around that. And it is because we should be rejoicing. This is a good thing. It's because there's a lot of lies, honestly, around our energy and what it's being used for. And so we should be rejoicing because the lies around our energy and what it's being used for is what's driving the pathway to change the poles. Because something real with the energy is going to happen. And so rejoice with that 3. Above that, it's another 3. It's paving the way. It's for this guy, he's like an innovator, okay? So he looks out and he can see clearly. He's got a clear view, and he's making plans on what to do. So the poles being changed out are because there's been lies to us about our power and how that actually works. And so they're putting that behind us, because that's at the bottom. That's what's driven the reading. They're putting that behind us, and they're looking out clearly at how they're going to move forward with these new poles, because this is what I'm getting, at least, you guys. You know, take from it what you will, toss the rest. But what I'm getting is because the way that we've done power in the past is going to cease to exist. It's just going to cease to exist. Okay? So, the story around these power poles is the high priestess, and she's super high vibrational. Don't forget that she's super high vibrational. So, the story begins with the high priestess, who is a very high vibration. And what are we talking about? We're talking about power, energy, frequency, right? So they're wanting to tell you that something of a higher frequency is coming out, something to balance out what has been going on. Really, now, you guys have heard about dirty electricity and all of that. How much dirty electricity are you getting into your house, and blah, 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 blah. So it looks like all of that is going to be balanced out. You're going to have something much more high frequency that's coming in. That high frequency is going to end this old frequency, the old way that we did things with this 10 of Swords, right? That high frequency is actually happening across the world. So it's not just going to be our country, your country, or whatever, or this neighborhood or that neighborhood. It looks like this is coming in the world over, all right? So above the high priestess, which starts the story saying that they're going to bring in something more high frequency, more clean, more balanced the world over, so they can end this cycle of electricity the way we've been receiving it and the lies that we've been receiving around it, so that these new innovators can assess things and finish off this old way of doing things. Above this high priestess, we have this 5, and the 5 is swords, obviously, right? And with swords, again, swords always are power, their technology, their energy, their frequency, they're your mind, your words, your thoughts, ego, right? So right above this high priestess, we have that 5 of swords. So there's a lot of, I guess there's a lot of talk out there around this changing of the power poles and what they're going to be doing with it. And I would say by looking at this 5 of swords, there's an awful lot of doom and gloomers out there saying things around the power switchover that is, it's really bringing some people down listening to the negative news around it. There's a lot of stuff being talked about with this changing out of the power. And some of it's true. There's a little bit of truth out there, but there's lies. And the lies are heavy enough to make people think something horrible is coming. So I don't know if there's a lot of talk of EMPs or whatever, but there's something that people are saying right now that people are listening to that's really got them down in the doldrums, right? But with this 5, remember that great change is coming. 5 always brings chaos, and it always brings a little bit of, it always brings chaos to bring in the change. So I would say that there's also some disruptions and some other issues, a little chaos as they're getting this new thing up and running, because we have that 5 of swords. And then right across from that 5 of swords, we have that 7 of cups. So you're going to hear some truth about what's going on. Again, a lot of lies and some other things out there. But there's some stuff out there that will make you feel good. Like they're telling people, yeah, the poles are rotting, so we're upgrading the poles so that the power is more stable and things like that, that's all part of a truth, right? But there's also stuff out there that's really making people feel uncomfortable. And what this card here says is that no one really truly knows the truth. Like none of the information here with this is accurate. They're not telling the whole story. The whole story isn't being told. And it will be a bit of a surprise. But I will tell you this, it will be a lot safer, because the surprise about what they're actually doing and how they're actually going to do the power, how they're ending the old stuff, the surprise behind it is it's going to be much safer. So it's going to be a lot safer than the way that we're moving the power now. Does that make sense, you guys? Much safer. So let me get a little bit more story here. But the old way, according to what I'm getting, you guys, is ending. Like power is not going to be distributed the same way that it used to be. And it's going to be a much more high vibrational and safer. What I'm getting is a lot more safer way. It's going to create quite a change. It's going to be very different and safer and higher frequency. That's what I'm getting, at least around the world. Not just here, but everywhere. So just a little bit more story. Just a little bit more story, please and thank you. One more, you guys. And we'll cut them. So justice. Interesting. All right, so a little bit more story around this, you guys. We have our Lovers card. that is going over the ending, it's going over the chaos, and it's going over the higher frequency. And the Lovers is very high frequency. That's the love vibration, would be an overlooked by the heavens, you know, so energetically it's a very high vibration. And it's to get humanity over a hump. We've been living in a place, as far as electricity goes, where we've been greatly deceived about what it is, how it works, and all of that stuff. And so some people in the world have known the difference. They've got the view, they understand, they know the difference. And so it's those people standing back that know the deception behind the power, that are working, you know, energetically, getting the downloads, getting the motivation to be of assistance, to be of help by the heavens, to come in and do something, end the way that things were done, bring that frequency up, because the current power, when you look at it this way, the current power is not only like dangerous, has particular dangers to it, with the fact that it can be dirty and dangerous, but it also is creating a vibration that's uncomfortable. It creates a physical vibration with this 5 in this world that creates a discomfort to the body, to humans and animals, natural vibration. So it's been used as a way of dumbing us down with this 5, and this Lover's touching that 5. So it's to help us clear our frequency too. It's one of those things that have been kind of bothering us. And it's only fair that they bring it to the communities. They want communities, people to get out of this old way that hasn't served us really, that's been bothering us vibrationally, and it's been dangerous. We know it's been dangerous because we've got the safety card there. So they want us to, they want something better for people, for the communities here on the earth plane. Plus it will be better for the earth. Because this vibration, if it's affecting animals and people, it's affecting the earth too, right? So justice is coming in with that 11. We want that really high frequency to come in, X out the old way that we're doing it. That high frequency will come in. It will be much safer. It's going to be much more balanced. It's going to get rid of these darkness, nefarious things. It's a win. It's a victory lap. It's something that is going to be really helpful to humanity the world over. So right now with this 9 right in the middle of all of this stuff that's happening here, the energy that we're currently using is at the end of its cycle, and soon it will be ended. And it's at the end of its cycle because it causes a lot of disruptions. You guys, it creates the body to feel uncomfortable, insomnia, headaches, probably, his head's in his hands. Could even cause mental disturbances and things like that. So the way that the power is now is detrimental to the communities. So it's only just to fix things, because we do have that ability to fix things. Why do we have the ability? Because we've been being lied to about how power actually works anyway. So it does look like your question was, are these new power poles and all this work that they're doing to the power lines, is that to bring in the new energy that's coming? And it does look that way. So let's clarify on the reading that I just did. I'm picking up all of the cards. And let's just clarify, is that what... Am I picking up what you're laying down? Please and thank you. Did I read that correctly? Have I delivered the message correctly? Please and thank you. That's a sloppy shuffle. That's pretty sloppy. All right, one more. Did I read that correctly? Please and thank you. Yes, I read that to you correctly. And with the secondary message with this queen, you guys, she's very focused. So this is a big focus. It's a focus on the earth plane. So everything on the earth plane will benefit from this. So you know how they've been giving us all that green talk bullshit that none of us fall for, but some people fall for it, trying to tell you all these things are green, they'll help the planet. It looks to me like with this, because of the secondary message in this Queen of Pentacles, and what we got, right? Because we did get that it's going to be a cleaner frequency and just it's safer and better. It looks like it's going to be very healing to the planet to be bringing in energy in this different, new and different way. And I asked if I got that right for you folks, and I did. So that's good, right? That's good. So that's our answer. And the secondary message is good for the planet, much better for the planet. And it's being very focused on. So with that being said, and it's the energy, with the energy is, you know, how it stands at the moment. Is there anything that you want to leave us with? You know, for insight, clarity, advice, a message, anything you want to say, just anything you want to leave us with now that we've received the information that we have, as the energy stands right now. Is there anything else that you would like to say to us? Please and thank you. Let's see what they've got to say. Let's see what they have to say here. I feel like I've got a yawn. The Magician. So they're leaving us, what do they have to say? They're leaving us with the Magician. So the Magician is an illusion. Like they're basically telling you the whole world is an illusion right now. Everything's an illusion. Nothing's real. And the secondary message, the personal message for us would be, we're the masters of our own universe, you guys. So be really careful with your frequencies. Be really careful with your thoughts, your words, your actions, you know, the way you go about thinking and feeling in this world. Because literally we are grounding in, just like the Magician stands there like this, we're grounding everything that we put out, where it will draw back to us, and we ground it in, right? And we know for years and years and years the Cabal has been tricking people into grounding ideas in that they stick out there and they see the consciousness with. So be really careful with your words, your thoughts, your actions, how you feel, the things that you take in, the way you go about things, and your demeanor in general. Because whatever we're putting out there, we're grounding it in. But they also want you to know you're more powerful than you know. You're much more powerful than you know. This Magician has many tools. That means we all have many tools, right? And so we're being encouraged to use our tools. And what does that mean? That means tap in. That means pray. That means talk to God. That means lift your vibration. That means heal those things that hurt you. That means get creative. That means put your energy into things that are good and high vibrational. That means be the master of your own universe, be the master of your own destiny, be the master of your own world. That means ground in the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. So stay focused and keep creating the world that you want, because everything starts from within and then it works its way out. And whatever we put out there comes back to us. So what we're wanting and choosing is what we want to focus on, not what we don't want and what we're not choosing. All right, so I know. So I'm not gonna let you guys talk too much more, but I'll let you have 3 more cards to go off that Magician to create a full message, okay? And then I've got to go. Let's see. I hope everybody's having a really great day. It's been hotter than the gates of hell here. And today it's damp and cold. I was freezing. I've got on my winter fuzzy socks and my winter slippers right now, and long sleeves. And we don't have heat right now, but because it's summertime, and we ran it into June, so we ran out of all of our wood and stuff. But I turned on the oven to warm it up in here. I closed the windows and turned on the oven to get the chill out. It was really chilly. All right. Good message. Good message for us to focus on. No, if you can see it. Let me bring it down. There you go. So I said, all right, because I could just tell. So I said, all right, I'll pull 3 more cards. I'll let you say more, right? So we've been given this big instruction to stay in the high vibration of that one, new, continue to awaken, stay high vibing, new things coming, ground in what we want, be careful with our words, use our tools in the way that, will benefit us in the world that we're choosing. And remember that everything's an illusion, right? Then I say, okay, I'll let you guys have just 3 more cards. And so they bring us in strength. And what does strength do? Strength does the same thing. She grounds heaven down in. She does it a bit differently, but she grounds heaven in, and she tames any beast, right? And then across from her, what would she be taming? She'd be taming that inner child. The strength card, she's not taming with like discipline, and she's taming with love. She's taming with light. She's taming with those high vibrational heavenly energies, right? So we're being told in 2 cards here to keep pulling heaven down in. Pull heaven in, ground heaven into earth. Tame the beast, but the beast that they want us to tame is our own emotions. Okay? Our emotions. Our emotional body is our inner child. All right? And so they want us to tame and heal our inner child. Why? Well, because for one thing, that helps us vibrate higher. That helps us expand. That helps us not run around being egotistical and being triggered all the time. Helps us live a better life. It helps us. It helps us in so many ways. So the beast that they're asking us to focus on healing and taming right now is our inner child, our emotional body. So the advice with that is don't get too over emotional. Don't get too attached emotionally to things, ideas, ideologies, people, all of these things, right? Just stay focused on thyself and keep healing those things so that you're not being triggered emotionally. It's very important, or they wouldn't be telling it to us, okay? And then down from the Magician, we have that King of Pentacles, and that King of Pentacles he's very abundant. He's green. It's all about the green, you guys. It's all about the earth. And so, lots of supplements, lots of minerals. Take good care of yourselves. Eat healthy. Get outside. Put your feet in the dirt. Hug a tree. Plant some flowers. Walk the beach. Connect with nature. Connect with nature. So when you connect with nature, that's going to be very healing. And it is part of our tool. It's part of our ability to lift our vibration up is nature. One of the things that many of you probably know, but I'm just going to state it here. When you're doing psychic work, when you're doing healing work, when you're pulling light, when you're working with universal energies, when you're working with the light, you have to be well grounded. Not just earthing, but you have to be spiritually grounded. Like literally, the deeper you go, the deeper you go, and the more solid the anchor. That's why we've got our Earth Star chakra, and that's why we've got our root chakra, so that we can be well grounded into that earth. And that's why they've disconnected us from it. The deeper you go there, the higher you can fly here. The deeper you go here, the clearer the messages are from here. Does that make sense to you? And so they really want us, grounding heaven into earth. And how that works is, if we're the conduit, then the energies come through us, heal us, go into the earth, heal the earth, come up out of the earth, heal us, and, we're like a wheel, okay? So they really want us to get back very well grounded, get back in touch with nature, do your earthing. Grounding and earthing are 2 different things, but earthing is very important. Get connected to nature. Get connected into nature, heal that inner child, use all of our tools, go high with our vibrations, tame the beast of that inner child. That's where the ego builds from from the moment your inner child, from the moment you as a child, whether it was at 2 days, 2 minutes, 2 months, 2 years, from the moment you realized life isn't fair, your ego started building. The harder your life has been, the bigger the ego is, the more emotional triggers you have, the more the unhealed child is within, and the more disconnected you are from really being able to step back out of ego and not be triggered and feel safe and all of these things in the world, the bigger that ego is if this inner child isn't healed. So we've got to tame that beast. They're asking us to. They're asking us to connect to the earth, keep our vibes high, and really stay in these heavenly places of healing and doing the things that are good for us. And that's our message as we close out. And I'm just going to get one card to see if I got that correct or not. And then I'm out of here, you guys. And I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. If I can manage to find a little time, I will try to get on tomorrow. But I am not guaranteeing that I'll be able to. My life right now is a bit crazy. So I'm not guaranteeing anything. But I'll try. And if not, you'll see me again in the beginning of the week, I promise. Because I have so many questions I've got to get through. So I got to get reading on them. So with that, have I delivered the message that the universe wanted to leave us with? Please and thank you. Have I delivered it correctly? Please and thank you. I've delivered some of it. I've given it to you straight, but there's something that you guys aren't seeing or something that I haven't been able to deliver because the heads are down on this, right? The swords are up straight. The vibration is love. But there's something that's not being seen. So remember these cards. You guys know I don't have much time, and it's been a half hour. So, and let's see what else there is to say. So, and secondary message. Remember, we're being moved out of troubled water. Remember that. That's the secondary message to that. But there's something that we haven't seen. So there's more message to go. Let's see. What do they want to say? Give you 4 cards, just a little 4 cards to say it. We'll do it in 4 cards. Downward conversation. And I do feel like that will be enough. Next part. High vibe and balance between the dark and the light, the world over. Big focus on the earth plane right now. Big focus on earth plane, money, earthly pleasures right now. Okay, so I gotta pull them down again. Sorry, you guys. I'm used to having you guys over here, having the tripod over here. So I'm used to putting the cards in the middle of the table so you guys can see it. But now you're right there. And when I put them in the middle of the table, you don't get a good view. So just sorry about that. So more of the story. We get the high priestess. She's very high vibrational. Very, very, very high vibrational. She balances the dark and the light. She brings in balance, but there's abundance behind her. So, so then the next card that we have is the world. And then the next card that we have is the page, focusing on the money, the earth, the earthly pleasures, things that you would deem of value, right? And right down below her, we have the working. So the high priestess is saying this is a battle between the dark and the light. I'm working to hold the balance between the two to keep abundance there for everybody the world over. However, there's a focus on the money right now. There's a focus on earthly pleasures. So that would be your money, your food, your clothing, your kids, your pets, your family, your house, your truck, the things, necessity things of value, things of pleasure, right? Because it's a pleasure to eat, right? If we don't eat, we die. You know what I mean? Necessities and pleasurable things. So there's a big focus right now on that, something new happening in this money sector. And a lot of work has already gone into it. Something's being worked on right now, and something to come. Damn it, you guys. I don't have a lot of time. So, I mean, I appreciate you, I do, but I'm just saying. So I'll give you 4 more cards. So let's see what else, right? They're telling you not to worry. Good things will be coming. So they're apparently letting us know things might seem a little rocky. Because there's a focus on things. Good things are coming. Jeez, can't see. You move this stuff over here. Move that stuff right there. These cards are sticking, so I need to get them both because they haven't been. So I'm pulling both. Okay, so there's some stuff being worked on within that earthly pleasure to hold the balance, to keep the abundance the world over. It's really a big focus right now. There's a lot of work that's gone in. Things are being worked on right now. Apparently, there's a lot of worry out there. Don't worry. They don't want you to worry. They want you to know that a lot of the information that you're receiving around money or earthly pleasures or banks or, you know, whatever the hell it is that you guys are hearing, because I don't know what this is about because I've been so busy. I'm disconnected from most things. Whatever you might be hearing or whatever somebody tells you or whatever you may be, whatever might be coming down the pipe that you will hear that my guides are talking about right now. Don't worry, there is a good ending coming. There's a good ending coming, even though they're saying, you know, there's a big focus on things right now, and they're saying there's some worry around it. They're saying there is a good ending coming. It's needed. And they're saying that the queen has been working on this for a long time. They don't want you guys getting upset. They don't want you guys getting worried. Don't worry something into being. And then we have Temperance there right at the end. She has been working a long time to alchemize this stuff. So Temperance has been, for a long period of time, been working on this. And then they gave me the Trump card. So I've got to pull cards. I don't know if you can see that, but that didn't want to let go. So it stuck, like, meaning I had more that I needed to say. So the Trump card, and then we've got things being stilled, and then this war, and then healing. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but you pull it down. It's a lot of cards, you guys, sorry. So that Trump card stuck. They made me keep it. So I set that down. So Trump and team, or good leaders, or fiery Trump and team, good leaders, have been working to keep something stilled, keep something in a particular place. So they've been working to keep things stilled for a bit, okay? But now things are going to move fast in this war. Things are going to get hot. They're going to move fast. It's going to feel fiery for a bit. And then at the very bottom of that, it says, you know, but rejoice because great healing is coming and the birthing of something new coming in. So earthly pleasures, that's your food, that's your food, that's your shelter, that's your gasoline, that's your truck, that's your propane so you can cook, that's your heat, that's your cooling, that's your home, that's your vehicle, that's your pets, that's your children, that's your clothing. You see what I'm saying? That's your bank account. That's all of these things, right? So they're talking about that. They're talking about for a long time there's been something holding the balance between the dark and the light in this area, the whole world over. So that abundance can stay there. the whole world over. And then they're saying now there's this big focus on it, this fresh energy that's coming into it, and that a lot of work has gone on within this system. And there's stuff being worked on right now, and they're telling you not to worry. There is going to be some sort of an ending, but they're telling you don't worry. They're saying this has been worked on for a long time with that Queen of Wands. Temperance is saying it's time to alchemize some things. And then over that, we've got Trump and team have been for a long time stilling things. Whatever they've been doing, they've been keeping things still rather than allowing it to move like one way or the other. They've been stilling things in this arena. But things are going to start moving fast now with that War card. It's going to move fast. And then great healing, rejoicing, and birthing something new is going to come in. But for a period of time, it's going to seem a little sketchy. And they're telling you, please don't worry. You know, don't listen to the really, really bad stuff. So am I picking up what you're laying down? Please and thank you. Have I read this correctly? This is important, and they're telling us that with then that secondary message also up there would come into play, and that would be this process is actually going to help move us out of troubled water, but it's going to seem bumpy, and I just want to see if I've read this to you correctly. Please and thank you. One card. Please and thank you. I was just going to say that. I was going to say, and if that's the case, you'll want to make sure that you're holding on to your assets, getting yourself taken care of, make sure that you're balanced. Well, do the work to create the balance within your home, your refrigerator, your freezer, you know, your gas tank, your whatever. Just see to it that you have a few needs met. So I was just going to say that. And I knew you were going to give me that card. So now that I knew it. So now that I've said all of this, have I delivered the message in full in the way that you would like me to? Please and thank you. Have I? Please and thanks. Now I've delivered you the message the way they would like me to. So just kind of go over your needs. Make sure that you've got enough toilet paper and your prescriptions are filled, and you know, your food and your pet food, and maybe take a little money out of the bank and have it on hand in case of an emergency, in case, you know, I don't know, in case something isn't working quite right or whatever, and you need to go buy a little something at the store. Just do some prepping. But they're saying, you know, don't get too worried, don't get too upset. There's something that Trump has been still in for a while. He's the team. And things are going to move quickly now. But something's going to happen and move quickly is what I'm getting. So there's that. So something will move fairly quickly. So just make sure that you've got some things taken care of, you guys. And know that this is part of the process that actually is moving humanity out of troubled water. And then the other secondary message to this is like, hold on, stay strong, hold on. Like, don't fall for things that will make you go into a panic. Be logical. That 4 is always about balance and logic and just being smart. So now with all of that being said, I love you all very much. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Yeah, and stay high vibing and stay in that love vibration and keep healing yourself and keep seeing this world healed and everything upon it healed. And if you hear stuff that you don't like the sounds of, just put it out there to the universe. You do not consent. Say it 3 times, give it power, stand in your power, decree it. visualize the world that you choose and what you want. And yeah, together we are strong, right? Together, if enough of us are doing this, we shift consciousness. We shift the way energy is going. We just can't keep falling victim to the what they want us to fall victim to, you know, like those lower vibrations. We have a job here to do, people like you and me. So, you know, we're tough. We can do it. We can step up to the plate. Our job is easy. Our job is easy. Holding the balance between the dark and the light, staying in the love vibration, sending out love and healing and high vibrations, and saying no to the shit that we won't choose and won't tolerate, and creating in our words, in our feelings, in our thoughts, in our minds, the things that we are choosing. Okay, you guys, until next time, take care and have a beautiful weekend. And I will see you soonish. All right, so stay high vibing, and I will see you soonish. All right, I love you. Bye.